Hi there guys, welcome to Dino's World. I am super excited to present an absolute blockbuster launch coming from the house of Tata. This is the Harrier EV that everyone has been waiting for. I mean, an absolute performance monster that has been unleashed to set new standards and set new benchmark in and of itself in this price point. So we're going to find out what all features have Tata packed into it to make it a stellar proposition in and of itself. So without further ado, let's get started. So talking about the chassis structure, it's built based on the D8 architecture and the Omega Arc platform, which underpins the ICE variant as well. This is built based on the Acti EV Plus platform that underpins all their EV vehicles, and this one built like a tank as always. And look at the design architecture or design silhouette in and of itself hasn't changed as much. You can see the same DRL running across the front bonnet and comes alive and gives you the feel of an absolute beast that is staring back at you or glaring back at you when you look at it from the rear view mirror. So it is built like a rhino. I mean, you have seen the rhino logo on the Kaziranga edition. So this thing is nothing less than a rhinoceros when it comes to the kind of sturdy build it has on offer. The design silhouette again is one of the finest, has been winning hearts left, right and center, so they didn't have to change or meddle with it all that much. You can see, have a look at the Tata logo sitting boldly in the center. The front grille has been completely blocked out because this is an EV. The front bumper is very, very neatly laid out, along with the LED lighting all around with LED projectors, and fog lights are also LED here. So the front fascia and the front stance of the vehicle is really, really imposing, magnificent and magnanimous all at the same time. Moving on to the profile, the actual muscle factor of this SUV really comes alive when you look at it from the profile. You have flared wheel arches, body cladding all around, massive 19-inch wheels with 245 by 55, chunky tires, and also the aero-inspired design for the alloy wheels to reduce drag and to enhance aerodynamic efficiency. Ample amount of ground clearance of 205 mm to underscore the proper off-roading demeanor that underscores its character or SUV character. And you have a step board again highlighting the SUV demeanor of the vehicle. You have neatly laid out outside rear view mirrors with integrated turn blinkers, body color door handles with a request sensor. Again, the EV badging right over here, blackened B-pillar, roof rail, shark fin antenna, and kind of a floating roof line that completes a proper SUV character or SUV design silhouette that is appealing from almost every angle. So looking at the tail section, again the design silhouette remains more or less the same. It got recently updated for the ICE variant. So it has the end-to-end LED, you have the sleek LED tail lamp wraparound tail lamp cluster that highlights the modern character or the modern SUV character, and also Harrier badging running across the tailgate, and perfectly integrated spoiler with a stop lamp and a beautifully laid out bumper which completes a thoroughbred SUV design. We'll having come to the tail section, let us quickly look at the electric tailgate function as well. And looking at the boot space, you have more than ample amount of boot space of around 502 liters to stuff all your luggage and maybe more on the go. You can also fold flat the seat, second row seating, to make way for more room. And also the loading lip seems to be slightly higher, so it becomes a little bit of an effort for you to load heavy luggage, but that's okay, because looking underneath is the spare wheel that really helps, especially considering the off-road nature of this vehicle. Moving on to the inside, the luxury factor goes overboard, because the exterior design might see a subtle changes, but the interior design is absolutely out of this world. Because first of all, you have this massive 14.5-inch Samsung supplied QLED display that gives it a very vivid and crisp display, high resolution display. And then of course very fluidic touch response. You have wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, you have auto park assist, you have all the functions that you can crave for. Apart from that, you also get a neatly laid out dash, has a premium texture to it. Ambient lighting literally tends to lift your mood at the end of a hectic day. The steering wheel is perfectly designed with a flat bottom design, and the accents at the 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock position to give you a good amount of hold and feel. And when you hold on to the steering wheel, you got to feel that you're actually driving a beast of a machine, and that's the kind of feeling it gets, along with the classy and premium and elegance that surrounds this steering wheel design. Also, you have the terrain response modes right over here, around 6 terrain response modes to underscore the comprehensive off-road capability lurking underneath, because this is a dual motor quad wheel drive design, the first of its kind proper all-wheel drive SUV in the EV segment. So you have the regular easy shift knob right over here, along with the electronic parking brake and the auto hold function that we've seen in the ICE variant as well. So you also have a massive 10-inch MID screen here, giving you all the relevant info like the tire pressure monitoring, or the settings, or the trip info, or driver assist functions, or the compass, and all those things. Apart from that, you can just go into the settings and change the layout of the display between the twin dial display or the single dial display, whichever you prefer, where you have the range and the state of charge and the speedometer. So talking about the paddle shifters are there for adjusting the brake energy, the level of brake energy recuperation or brake energy regeneration. And apart from that, you're looking at the range. You have state of charge of 89%, and we are in the eco mode, and the range that is showing up here is 445 kilometers, which is pretty decent. And once I switch to sport mode, it goes down to 410 kilometers. So it's not much night and day kind of a difference between eco and sport mode. So overall, battery efficiency has been optimized with the new LFP battery. You get a 65 kilowatt hour and 75 kilowatt hour, 2 battery pack options to choose from, and I'll talk about that later. But the steering calibration and the steering layout and the overall layout of the dash with the beautiful ambient lighting, the massive touchscreen infotainment system, and the overall central console layout, along with this rear camera rear view display. So this internal rear view mirror also acts as a dual dash cam that records exterior as well as interior, and then of course has a rear view camera as well incorporated into it to give you a clear view of what's happening around you. So looking at the door opening angle, the front door opens up almost to 90 degrees such that you can get in and out of the cabin pretty easily. So the ingress and egress is pretty easy for the front row passengers. Second row doesn't open up all the way up to 90 degrees, but it is decent enough such that you can walk into the cabin. You have a significant inclusion of the sun blinds here, which adds on to the weather factor, like what's happening now. It's hot and humid, so this really shields you from the hot sun, and also provides a little bit of privacy when you're traveling with your family. And utility factor, you can actually get into the walk into the cabin pretty easily. There's sufficient amount of leg room, scooped out front seat backs, decent amount of headroom for a person of my size, and people up to 6 feet tall will feel comfortable here. So if you're around 6'3" or 6'4", I think it might bother you a bit. But apart from that, a flat floorboard here allows 3 adults to feel seated comfortably. Here you have pillar mounted aircon vents such that the cabin cooling is efficiently done. You have all 4 doors with bottle holders such that the utility is taken care of. Speakers, you have a 10 speaker system to offer immersive audio, and then of course massive sunroof to let in a lot of light and air into the cabin to let go of the claustrophobic feeling. Again, at the back you have dedicated 2 Type-C charging slots, that is 65-watt charging. So that's absolutely super fast charging slots, that to Type-C charging slots at the back. And then you have a boss mode where you can actually move the front seat and control it from behind such that you can make way for more room without putting any kind of effort or bothering the front row passenger. More than adequate amount of legroom, sufficient amount of headroom, and well laid out second row seating. And the overall feel of the door, it's very chunky and also premium, and also feels rock solid. So talking about the battery pack options that you have on offer, you have 2 battery pack options to choose from. One is a 65 kilowatt hour and second is a 75 kilowatt hour battery pack. The cumulative range or the actual range or the MIDC range of the 75 kilowatt hour battery pack is around 627 kilometers, which is pretty huge. But the true range, what they claim, is close to 500 kilometers, which is again absolutely super impressive for a car of this size and the kind of capability it has on offer. And as I told you, this is a dual motor setup. You have a dedicated motor up front, around 158 PS of power motor powering the front axle or the front wheels, and a 238 PS motor powering the rear wheels. So cumulative power comes up to around 396 PS. But this is a LFP battery, lithium ferrophosphate battery, which has a 3-fold benefit over the NMC battery of safety, stability and cost. The off-road capability of this machine is the actual factor that is going to wow the people or the enthusiasts who've been waiting for all-wheel drive Harrier. You have the quad-wheel drive or the all-wheel drive capability with 6 terrain response modes, which gives it a dedicated off-roading, proper comprehensive off-roading experience that people come expecting at this price point. And the price is around 21.49 lakhs, and in terms of safety features, you have 7 airbags and ADAS level 2, but the safety rating is not yet been given when it comes to Bharat NCAP safety rating. So that will be done later on once the car is actually given for testing. So, but given the build quality and the reputation of Tata, I think this is going to be one of the safest EVs in its class. When it comes to acceleration, this is no slouch. It does 0 to 100 in just 6.3 seconds and comes with a top speed claim of over 200 kilometers per hour. So it's absolutely lightning fast, and also with the all-wheel drive capability and a proper off-road demeanor, I think you have an absolute powerhouse of a machine being offered at super affordable price. And that is a game-changing statement or a performance statement or a benchmark with which the Harrier EV is all set to storm the market. So now we are at BIC for a comprehensive drive experience. I don't know what kind of drive experience awaits us through the course of the day, but yeah, this concludes the quick overview of what the Harrier EV is all about. If you like what you see and want to see more pure automobile content, stay tuned to Dino's Vault, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until then, take care, God bless, and drive safe.